Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. Hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce on a Friday afternoon podcast. Saucy.
Well, Domma, the commitment to the double coverage family out there is we get on here once a week at least at a minimum and get a show in. And just from other events and just hectic schedules and just life, we've had to reschedule to a Friday, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to get the job done. And we're here. It's been a big week in sport.
It has.
And we got a lot to talk about. And we got some spicy hobby topics in the second half of the show. And let me tell you, have we got a lemon, a absolute lemon for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be delivered with gusto. Let me tell you, I'm pumped for it because what you've shown me, the clips you've shown me, and we'll show the viewers and the listeners what exactly he said, and then we'll just let you decide whether he deserves a lemon or not. We're giving him one.
If we're giving him a lemon, he's a lemon. It's straight out. Like, there's no ifs or buts. That's just the way it is. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But there's a few things that we've got to discuss tonight. I'm quite keen for a lot of it, to be honest. And we're going to start with the AFL. We're going to get into some stuff, and then I'm going to bait you, and I'm going to see if you're going to bite on the bait, and I know you will, and it's going to be fun. But we're going to start with round 14, and it started with Port Adelaide slapping the Cats by 38 points, 110-72. The Cats try to hang in at the beginning. Port just doing Port things at the moment. Time will tell if they can hold up their end of the bargain Sauce when it gets to finals. That's really all we are focused on. The Lions beat the Swans by 16 points. They kicked 13 goals, 19. Remember those old fixtures Sauce from a few seasons ago, the last few seasons, where they're kicking a lot of behinds. It could come and bite them in the backside. Sydney kicked a bit straighter, 12-9, and it was only 16 points. The game probably should have been well and truly buried, but obviously not with their poor kicking. Then the Giants injury-raveled Freo Dockers. They smashed them by 70. I think Freo kind of fooled a lot of people. They've had a lot of injuries. They've got all these guys coming back in this week, so don't think that...
Yeah, perfect timing against the Dons, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So not sure if people should really be too concerned on that front, but we'll see what happens. Global, welcome. Good to have you in on a Friday, Arvo. Next up, we had Richmond versus the Saints. This was Cochin's 300th Sauce. They get the job done by 20. And Sauce.
Taranto had 38.
He's had 38, and he's in discussions to win this Brownlow. But Sauce, the big news that actually came out of this game, and I'm deadly serious when I tell you this, the Tigers potentially could win the flag again. That's the big news that came out of this game. I thought they were dead and buried 2 weeks ago. I thought they were done, but they're back. They've been back more times than John Farnham on a music tour. I'm being serious. I know you're disgusted at the moment. Your face says it all. But they're genuinely back. Now I'm being told they've got all these guys still to come in. They've got Lynch coming back and Hopper, and they're a chance. But they're a game out. But 2 weeks ago, they wrote off their team. Their team's shit. We're not making this up, are we, Sauce? I'm not making this up, am I? Did they or did they not say 3 weeks ago they were going to win the flag? The following week they lost and they said, we are shit.
Yeah, when they lost to Essendon.
Yeah, we are shit and we cannot win the flag. And we might as well just finish last. It's a waste of a season. People that are listening might think I'm making this up. I can't make this stuff up.
This is coming from Richmond supporters' mouths.
Mouths. All across the globe. Source.
Look, I'll just put it, set it clear for the Richmond supporters out there. You guys are not winning the flag this year. You aren't good enough. You just don't have a good enough side. Sorry, you can have those players that are going to come back in. That's great, but you're not going to win it. All right, I'll put that down on the record right now. They can still make the 8, and they can still most definitely, but they got to string games together. Obviously, I feel like maybe they played a bit better. Get up for Cochin's 300th, especially. So, look, Richmond
the Saints on the other hand, though, we said that they weren't as good as what their supporters thought. They beat no one at the start of the year. They're 5th. I get that, but 5th, a game out of the 8, because the Cats are on the exact same points as them after winning last night, which we'll get to in a second. Then the Blues get the job done by 59 points against the Suns. Thank God for Blues fans out there that they got a win here. And then my mob lose to the Dogs by 21. We put in effort, but a couple of the youngsters, I think they hit the wall, and the Bont just was too good. He kicked 3 in this. I think had 30. I think 9 clearances. he genuinely decimated us, Bontempelli. So they win 105-84, and that's where it stands at the moment. Obviously, we head into round 15. Unfortunately, Sauce and I, we haven't publicised it till now, but we both tipped Melbourne last night, and they have obviously lost by 15 points to the Cats. Jeremy Cameron,
big win by the Cats. They needed it.
Concussed in this one. Did you see that? Clashed heads with Gary Rowland.
I didn't see. I missed that. That was in the first quarter.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right at the start of the game. So very unfortunate there.
I started watching from about 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, so I missed it. But yeah, look, big win for the Cats. They needed that, and if they can get a few rolling, and obviously keep it going. I mean, what's to say? I'll just say this: if they get into the finals, you wouldn't want to face them in the finals. They're still a very good football side. So
no way.
They're well coached, and they were coached really, really well against Melbourne last night. And the way they didn't get dominated in the midfield was key. But yeah, look, it was tough, tight, contested game, which you expect that between those two sides, Domma. But here's the big test, right? This next game, which is coming up in the round, we're going to give you our tips as we go through it. St Kilda versus Brisbane tonight. What do we see? Because if Brisbane is considering themselves as a flag contender, which I in my opinion they are not, they need to come out and win this game here against St Kilda. Now, this is a game that I actually think St Kilda has a very, very, very good chance of winning. And we'll probably take it up to the Lions. What do you think, Domma? Who are you tipping?
I'm probably going to have to go with the Saints. I think it's a bit of that do or die at the moment for them because they need to get this game. They go top 4 if they win it, I'm pretty sure. On percentage? No. They'll be equal in that 4th. So, I don't know. I'm tipping the Saints in this one. That's where I'm going. So, Saints for me, and Saints for you, Sauce, I'm assuming.
I'm Saints. Yeah.
All right, next one up, we've got Sydney versus the Bye, which is West Coast. So we're going Sydney. It's in Sydney. Then we got, I'm going to get to your game last. Suns Hawthorn in Queensland.
Yeah, I'm going to back the Suns. They're going to bounce back. Hawks are coming off the bye, so that's always a factor.
Yeah. Pies, Crows.
I'm going to go to the Pies.
I'm also going the Pies, so we're pretty much tipping the same here. And then we've got the Dockers versus, I don't know, what are you called these days, Sauce? Are you the Essendon Jets? The Windy Hill Jets? I don't know. What are you called? Essendon, I don't know. Essendon P Hearts hurt my feelings. I don't know.
Go woke, go broke. It's the Bombers all the way. You better not change it because I'll tell you right now, I'll be cancelling my membership. All right. You get that set the record straight right there. You leave it how it is. You can, people are saying change the design of the logo. Hey, I'm all for modernising the logo, changing it up a bit,
That's fine. Rebrand
whatever it
there.
may be.
Yeah.
But we're still called the Bombers. Essendon Bombers. That's it.
I reckon it's going to change.
Go woke, go broke.
But what do you change it to? This is the thing that seriously, like, oh, don't worry,
Yes,
global. If you change
Essendon
it,
Lemons.
if you change it, they are getting a lemon. 100% getting a lemon. But in all honesty, chat, people in the chat, Saucy, what do you think it gets changed to? You can't have no war type verbiage to it because that's what's got you into this mess. I'll tell you what, your name's so threatening you haven't fucking won a final in 9 years or whatever the hell it is. So that's how threatening the Bombers is. It's real threatening. Everyone's intimidated when they...
6,500 and something days it is, Dom.
Yeah. 20 years, whatever it is. That's how threatening your name is, Sauce. It instills fear and intimidation into the opposition week in, week out on the park. That's how intimidating it is.
But honestly, I just don't understand. I don't understand why it's a big deal. It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Who is caring about it being a deal?
Two people. That's all it takes these days. 2 people to be upset, and you got to change it for everyone.
Mate, I'm offended that this fucking football club hasn't won a final in fucking 6,500 and something whatever days. You can look up the bloody Twitter page, right? That's why I'm bloody offended. I've been paying a membership since the year fucking 2000, right? We won the flag year 2000, and ever since then, I'll still be paying me debt. Yeah.
After that?
Yeah, 2001. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I went to both of those. 2000, 2001, I was there at the game, right? Since then, we've been absolutely shit. Why are we caring about crap about changing the name, changing the logo, when we should just worry about what we're doing on the field? Since then, we've been in a freaking supplement saga. We've done everything under the sun bar actually win games of football. Or be successful. Rubbish.
In all honesty, Sauce. In all honesty. This is actually a good one. The Essendon dumpster trucks. It's a good one. If you don't want to be called the Bombers anymore, that's fine. Just change it to the Essendon Jets. It actually sounds good. It probably sounds better.
What's the difference between Jets and a bomber? Is that a jet? They use a jet to fly over to bomb people and kill people anyway. So what's the difference?
But a bomber just the sole intention of a bomber is to go bomb something. But a jet can fly over the place without bombing them.
But a bomber can do that too. Just don't drop the bombs.
No,
which we've been doing for 20 plus years.
But if you send the bomber out, then more than likely you're going to drop a bomb. If you send the jet out, get the schematics of a town before they decide to bomb it.
UAV jet.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just interested. I love it. I thought you were going to be... Well, you have lost the plot, but over it. I just find it funny. And if we're talking about offended, Sauce, if we're talking about offended right now, AFL, I'm offended. because you got a team called the GWS Giants. And now that's offended to people that are small. So you probably got to change the name of them. The Gold Coast Suns, you got a male lifeguard as your mascot. I'm offended by that because I feel that's not a true
There can be female.
representation
There
of
can be
everyone
female
that's a
lifeguards.
lifeguard. Yeah, so
There
I'm
can be
offended.
transgender lifeguards as well. So
I'm
we need to
offended.
represent them as well. I'm offended. This world.
I'm offended. Fremantle Dockers. I don't even know what a docker is. So I'm offended because I don't know what it is unless someone explains it to me. Serious. I'm offended that the Western Bulldogs are called the Western Bulldogs. That's offensive to other dogs. Why aren't they called Labradors or Golden Retrievers? I've got an English Cocker Spaniel, man. I'm offended for my dog. So we've got to change it.
The Western Cocker Spaniels.
Hey,
Where does it stop?
There?
Where does it stop? Where does it stop?
That's what I'm saying. You go with one, everything else. It's a domino effect. I'm just putting it out there. All right, it's a domino effect. One goes down, then there's another one. Oh, I'm done with this, and I'm done with that, and I'm done with. Mate, you should just be more worried about the fact that James Sicily got 3 weeks when he tackled someone on the weekend, the commentator goes, "That's a magnificent tackle," and he gets 3 weeks for it. Where I still think McCluggage was knocked out before he hit the ground in that game because I think he hit the other Hawthorn player that came to get the ball.
He did.
When he slung him.
I watched the footage.
So he got knocked out. He hit his hip, didn't he? His head hit his hip and knocked him out before he even hit the ground. But Sicily gets 3 weeks. So, anyway, the sport's lost the plot. The way it's officiated's lost the plot. The way that your teams are called. Oh. Come on, Tommy. You know what docking is. That's what dockers do. Oh, Matt Tabe. Coon cheese. Don't get me started. Don't worry. Ladies and gents, here's a little insight. Now, I saw my Gmail flashing up today. The double coverage Gmail. I got a few emails coming through today, and I wasn't using the Gmail. So there's only one other person if it's not me, and it's the great man Sauce. And I got a few emails coming through, and the key word in those emails was rumble. Those were the key words that I was seeing. Rumble, rumble, rumble. And I've gone, it's soon coming, ladies and gents. So this discussion that we're having right now would be 100 times worse on that platform. It's very watered down here. Very watered down. If you wanted Sauce's true feelings, it would be on that platform. So it's coming. I'm just saying, it's getting out of control. And we're going to be talking about all types of shit on there, not just sport. It's going to go into everything on there. But your tip, Sauce, Freo or Essendon? Have we got you? I think we lost you. I'm going Freo.
Oh,
Are you back?
Lagging out. I'm going the Dons.
All right, nice.
We've got a terrible record. We've got a terrible record over there. We have an absolute terrible record, but I'm just going to back the Dons. Why not?
Easy.
Darcy Parish back.
Nice. All right. That is the footy done and dusted. Let's get over to basketball. I didn't think I'd be talking about basketball with you, Sauce, and I don't think you did either. But
no, I didn't.
A few things have happened.
Obviously, we had the draft, so we can mention that.
Yeah. Okay. Wemby went 1. That's all we care about, and Scoot went 3. Like, I don't really care about the draft until they actually start performing. Yeah. Did you see Chet Holmgren said he's going to be the best player when he comes back and plays?
He was very close. It was very close for me giving it a lemon, mate. Let me tell you. I can't wait for Giannis to dunk on that bloke's head, man. He's got no chance. You see how skinny he is? He needs to put on more weight.
You ready for this one? This is the great... Where is it? Bradley Beal over to the Suns. Suns receive Bradley Beal, Jordan Goodwin, Isaiah Todd. And the Wizards receive Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, multiple second-round picks, multiple pick swaps. The Phoenix Suns source
They got 4
are in the
max
luxury
contracts.
tax on their
They got
starting 4.
Yes, I know.
They're in the luxury tax. The next thing source, I saw this thing today. Since 2010, Kevin Durant arguably has had some of the best teams in the league since 2010. But no one seems to want to talk about him bottling the playoffs. Don't talk about Golden State. I don't want to see the chat going, oh, but he won in Golden State. They would have won that title with or without him. One of the two, potentially.
LeBron probably has an extra one if he doesn't go there.
Yeah. This team does not mean Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker does not mean they are automatically winning the title. Monty Williams is gone, so they've got a new coach coming in. We always know what happens when new coaches come in with Kevin Durant. There seems to always be disconnect. They haven't gelled yet because the team's completely changed. DeAndre Ayton, as Saucy, you can touch on it in a second, but he's going to get traded. There's no chance in hell they're keeping that guy. I'll be so surprised. This guy is one of the softest centers I've ever seen. Getting boxed out by guards in the playoffs.
Beaten by guards. Yes.
Come on, man.
The board.
Gives me freaking hope. Gives me hope. And Saucy hope. He's shorter than me. Boxing out this lemon. Come on. You got two guard Sauce. One is more injury prone than the other. Beal is always injured. Booker gets hurt. He's been hurt the last 3 seasons. He's been hurt every season. KD, notorious for getting injured. DeAndre Ayton, well, he's not going to be there anyway, so you've got nothing to worry about there. I'm throwing it to you, Sauce. It's not guaranteed. Titles are not guaranteed. I know everyone's panicking, super team, but it's not guaranteed chips. Denver's still better than them.
I don't know how it's going to work. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't. I mean, you got to see the other pieces they're going to. I mean, they're paying that much to those guys. What actually other quality players are they going to be able to afford?
I don't know.
You're still going to need to have good shooters on the outside, which are dime a dozen. That can knock down, catch and shoot threes. Good defenders, find good defenders for so your best players don't have to guard some of the best guys on the other team, and you can save energy for offense. Like you need those other guys. Everything. You know what I mean?
Maddie says Bill got to completely change his game, which ain't going to happen. I don't know, man. I'm not convinced on this. I don't think it's as good as what everyone reckons. Global says we need a decent center. Maybe Jared Allen would be nice. Well, there's interest on him. Global is a Golden State Warriors fan. And speaking about the Golden State Warriors, could be a bit happening here. Chris Paul headed to Golden State in a trade from the Wizards. So obviously he went there through the acquisition of Bradley Beal. And he is now been shipped over to your mob, Global. Jordan Poole gone. Saucy gone. He's out. He's lagging up bad. I don't know. I don't know what he's got open. He's got the hidden tabs open. No comment. I'm just, personally, what do we see here? What do we see here for Golden State? Jordan Poole traded. There's rumors that Kyle Kuzma could be out as well, potentially getting traded over to Dallas, which is not a bad get. Kyle Kuzma over there. partnering him up with Luka the Don and Kyrie Irving if Kyrie Irving stays. Golden State, rumors are Draymond Green's pretty much gone. He's going to be at the Lakers next year with LeBron. I don't know. Do they try and get someone? Curry and Clay, I'm not sure what happens here. Chris Paul aging. You're not winning with Chris Paul at this age, to be honest. So he dropped out, Dan. He dropped out. He's going to come back. He'll be back. I know you'd rather see him, not me. I get it. He is the heart and soul of this show. So aging Chris Paul, not that good. Let's get to this one. This is the next big one. Porzingis traded to Boston. Marcus Smart headed to Memphis. Thoughts on this one, ladies and gents, in the chat, listening, watching. Of course, two of the last defensive player of the years in Marcus Smart and JJJ over in Memphis. Saucy has just commented. He says his laptop has gone bananas. Matty Tape says Draymond going to the Lakers to slap people. Porzingis, thoughts in the chat. Drop them in. My thoughts, terrible. This guy's no good. I don't reckon he's that good. How does it work? I don't know. Clogs the lane for Green and Tatum. Welcome back.
Laptop, don't ask me what happened. I had to shut down everything on my computer and reopen it. Just went bananas.
You had the incognito browsers open everywhere, mate. That's what happened.
No, I honestly had two browsers open only.
We just started talking about Porzingis. I think it's not a great trade.
That makes them incredibly soft on defense.
Multiverse reckons that Boston to win it next season.
I mean, it improves their outside shooting, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see it. Porzingis is good. It looks good at the Wizards because he can take more shots. He has more responsibility. His stats look better, but ultimately he's still very slow on the perimeter and will get beaten off the dribble a lot of the times.
And injury prone.
And he once again, he is injury prone. Yeah.
The other one was the Knicks were looking at PG, Paul George, and they decided out of it because he was too injury prone. They didn't want to take a gamble on trying to get him into the team and him potentially not playing. Source. So, which is fair enough. I completely understand it. And your thoughts just quickly on the Chris Paul trade to Golden State and Jordan Poole over to the Wizards.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to get rid of that Poole contract. They can thank Draymond for that one. They overpaid him, obviously, after he smacked him in the face at training. And then, they paid him up big time to apologize and then realize that he's actually probably not the right fit and feels like he's got a big head. His head's too big for where he's at the moment. Let's be honest. He thinks he's better than what he actually is, Jordan Poole. And we're seeing that in the playoffs. I mean, some of the shot selection he took, he was absolutely caca in the playoffs. He was terrible.
Got a reality check.
Yeah, got a reality check. When that whistle goes away, the defensive intensity hypes up, and your shot's not falling, and then you're making plays that look so easy in the regular season, but in the playoffs, the intensity goes up, and that's where you get found out as a player. So yeah, look, I don't think it's that bad of a trade. I feel like they're going to move him off, and we're going to find out what happens with Draymond. If they don't take, Draymond doesn't come back, then that frees up salary space, and they can find pieces there that will work. I mean, why wouldn't you want to? You might have a bit of a smaller ball lineup where we actually play Curry at the 2 and you play Clay at the 3 and CP3 running the point, delivering those passes on point to Clay and Curry at times. and you probably play CP3 off the bench, I don't see why it couldn't work. We just got to hope, and I feel like that Golden State Warriors is the one organization that will probably, expect. We need to expect less out of CP3. We can't be having him play 35 minutes, man. Like, this guy's got to play 30 minutes max. Yeah. Even at times throughout the season where he might be restricted to 25 minutes a game. Manage him through the season so he does not break down at the end of the season. That's what they got to do. That's the key, right? And I see it could potentially work. I actually think out of all the trades, out of Porzingis going to Boston, Beal going to, Phoenix, I like this one the most.
I think it's probably the best fit, but I still think he's too old. And like,
that's what I'm saying. They're going to limit his minutes. They're going to limit it massively.
I do see Golden State making a play for someone, a free agent. I know Chris Middleton's out there potentially, get a bit more length, a guy that can resort to a mid-range game when they need it instead of having to jack up the threes when they go cold there. You can try and, you can defend Chris Middleton as well. Another added bonus for their side and a team that rarely defends any players. So unless you're Andrew Wiggins and Kuminga, I just think they play a really, really, really young core next year and develop guys like Kuminga as well into that system. And hopefully, I think they're all just praying that Wiseman becomes something. But if not, as Global mentioned in the chat earlier, Jared Allen is being looked at around the league. So he's not a bad one to get in there. He's
fit.
He's a great fit.
He could be a great fit for a number of teams. He'd be a good fit at the Lakers.
He's a beast on the glass. He can score. He's literally Kevon Looney, but the difference is like he can score as well.
He's got a bit more of an offensive package than Looney.
Yeah. So that might not be a bad way to go for him. So, a few interesting things that have happened in the NBA. Wemby went, obviously, number 1 in the draft today to San Antonio, which is great for them. The draft, we don't really need to get into it, to be honest. Source, it's a wait and see.
Remember back we used to do like a rundown who we think could be guys that, mate, you don't know other than like maybe the first couple. There's going to be a sleeper. There's going to be a couple.
You don't know.
A couple of sleepers. You don't know till they get in the big time, and if they perform, and
you don't know. I could tell you what. When we did the Zion draft, we didn't put in the scouting report that he's going to be having sex tapes released with OnlyFans models and porn stars, and we didn't have Ja Morant pulling guns on people left, right, and center. So that wasn't in our scouting report. So there's no point doing it.
And we didn't have in the scouting report that 5 seasons in, RJ Barrett still can't drive right.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. And he was a shooter in college and he forgot how to shoot for the first 3 seasons of his career. Like, unbelievable. So it's just a wait and see game. And hopefully Wemby does live up to the hype. And guys like Scoot as well lives up to the hype. And it becomes a good draft class. And obviously we get Chet Holmgren back from last year's draft class next season, who was out for the season with his foot injury. So hopefully
that OKC team going into
it's going to be good
next season.
It's going to be very good. So
team to watch.
It'll be great. Moving on, Source, let's get into some F1. There was the Canadian GP. I'll openly admit I have not yet gone back and watched this race. I've had so much happen.
Hang on. I don't even know who won. Let me just let me give you one guess. Verstappen.
Yes. How many seconds? I think it was a bit wet. So
all right, let's go 8 seconds.
9.5.
Oh, not bad.
Alonso in second. Hamilton on the podium again. Then the 2 Ferraris were 4th and 5th. Perez in 6th. Albon 7th, Ocon 8th, Stroll 9th, Bottas 10th. That's the top 10. Of course, we try to look for
4 a.m., wasn't it?
We look for our the resident Aussie. Piastri finished 11th, just outside the points. The interesting one here, I'm not sure why he finished this far behind, but George Russell in 19th. So I still got to go back, like I said, and watch this.
I believe an issue with his car. There was an issue with his
Okay.
car late in the race. I did catch
Okay.
the bit of highlights that they throw on the sporting segment.
The next race is the Austrian Grand Prix. There's no race this weekend. It is the following weekend, 11 p.m., 2nd of July, Austrian GP. It's at the Red Bull Ring, so it is a Red Bull home race source. And probably expect Verstappen to win again. So no surprise.
It's a procession at the moment. We knew this, 5 races in, Domma?
Yeah, legit. It's been ridiculous. All right, Sauce, let's get over to the UFC. We're already at that point. That's how much has been happening. We're not reporting too much on the football. If there is one thing we do want to touch on, Sandro Tonali just signed with Newcastle, so that's a good signing for them from AC Milan.
Yeah, well, look, we'll obviously keep track of a few transfers. There's been Jude Bellingham has ended up at Real. You got Havertz has ended up at Arsenal. Nkunku has finally made the move from the Bundesliga to the Premier League and has been signed by Chelsea. So we'll see how he does there. Yeah, is he going to pull a Timo and absolutely forget how to play soccer or forget how to finish once he comes to the Premier League? Who knows? Who knows? You never know what you're going to get when guys come to the Premier League. But nonetheless, let's move on. We got UFC.
Brett said Russell touched the wall early, and Max ties center for 41 wins in his career. Pretty good effort by Max. Over to you. Sorry, so what's UFC?
Yes, Tom. As we're about to get into it, UFC segment is sponsored by Roll Clean Soap, Australia's #1 in BJJ, MMA, and martial arts hygiene. Don't be the smelly guy at the gym. Roll in with confidence and destroy the competition. Hit up Roll Clean at www.rollclean.com.au for all your freshest soaps. You got them all. So for your Boost Balm, what's that? Beard oil, your magnesium bath bombs that you can chuck in the bath after a hard training session and will just soothe those muscles, get them feeling nice and fresh when you wake up the next morning. You can also check them out on Instagram at Roll Clean Soap. Roll Clean, we've got your back, and I'm loving it. The Roll Clean is the best in the business, and Kat and the team down there at Roll Clean Soap are doing an amazing job. And I will say off the top of the show, before I go into anything, our boy Pooh Bear has been seen training with Jimmy Crute, the UFC superstar, down Bendigo Bomber, as he's named. So look out for Pooh Bear. He's getting that experience, mate. You know, that's the next step. He's one of Australia's best light heavyweights going around. So I'm sure there could be a point. You never know. He might end up on Contender Series, or he might end up in some sort of chance to have a UFC contract. So I'm guessing that will be the aim. All right, Domma, we had the UFC card over the weekend. I'll run through the results in the main card. In the welterweight division, you had Nicholas Dalby defeating Muslim Salikov, 3rd round decision. In the lightweight division, Manuel Torres defeating Nicholas Motta, 1st round KO. Featherweight division, Pat Sabatini with a 2nd round submission over Lucas Almeida. In the middleweight division, Armen Perstrian defeated Christian Leroy Duncan with a 3rd round decision. And lightweight division, he had, which was the co-main event, Armen Turskanov against Joaquim Silva, 3rd round KO. And in the main event, middleweight, Jared Cannonier defeated Marvin Vittori, 5th round decision. And this was a great fight, Domma. Went the distance. Both guys were just throwing haymakers. Marvin Vittori's got one of the hardest chins you ever see. Probably should have been knocked out, but somehow found a way to make it to the end. Jared Cannonier won this one pretty convincingly. He landed the cleaner shots, but it was a great fight to watch. And if you haven't watched it, make sure you watch the replay if you can find it, or check it out on the UFC Fight Pass. All right, Domma, that UFC, there is a card this weekend, which is from 5 a.m., headlined by Josh Emmett and Ilya Topuria. So, yeah, you can check that out. Also, hang on. I think this is Aussie. definitely check it out, ladies and gentlemen, because the Australian Justin Tafa is lining up in the heavyweight division against Austin Lane. He's on the main card as well, so definitely tune in. Justin Tafa, if you don't remember his knockout at the last, I think he fought last at the. Let me just get this correct. He fought last at the UFC 284, which was over in Perth, and he knocked out Parker Porter in the first round with an absolute haymaker, and it was left, right, good night. See you later. So look for some absolute fireworks in the heavyweight bout between him and Austin Lane. Justin Tafa. Check him out, most definitely. But nonetheless, that is the UFC for another week. We will also mention before we move on from MMA, our boy Razor Rob Wilkinson in the PFL, who was absent from the last PFL season, the new PFL season, and it's come out. He got done for doing PEDs, though.
Not good.
Not good. Not good.
He's one of the very, 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 very many fighters that do this exact thing that has got caught.
Not good.
He's not the only one doing it. I reckon it's rife. Well, it is rife in the sport. It's just some are better than others at masking it. So he's just unfortunate. He got caught. Do I think every fight that's sanctioned in the UFC is 100% fair and equitable? No. I think some do get through the system. People slip through the cracks. So, yeah. I'm not saying it, promoting it, but I think a lot of people do it. And, yeah, it's stupid that he did it and he got caught and he's apologetic, but also say he doesn't do it again. So, yeah, it's not good. You never like to see Aussies stuff their career. He's hit a road bump massively in his career now with that. So hopefully he can bounce back from it. Positive says, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. He has heavy hands, says Dan, about the Aussie that you mentioned on the card, which is good. Did you want to mention anything on Rob, or are we happy to move on? Great man.
Yeah, look, I won't mention it too much. Don't kick a man while he's down. Obviously, he admitted, and if you haven't seen his post on Instagram, go check it out. But that he's made a mistake, and he's owned up to it and said he's made the mistake. So it's just a matter about his actions going forward, and leading by example from this point onwards. But I think at some point, all leading up into their careers into this, when before maybe they might decide to go professional, they may have, guys probably do some sort of steroids or muscle growth, enhancements and things like that to help them get to that, a point, because there is a point that after you stop taking this stuff, your body slowly cycles out of it and it does not come up in the test. So, if you stop for a period of time, then it can be out of your system for when you take the urine test. So look, at the end of the day, there's whether you are doing it actively while you're competing, that's probably you're in absolute full. Regardless, but at some point in these guys' careers, they go through and use it. And I don't know. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying 100%, but there would be
no. But there definitely is some.
There would definitely be a decent chunk that would probably take 100%. A crack at it at some point. But nonetheless.
Positive says, speaking from experience, mate.
Yeah, mate.
He's the liver king.
My PED
Sauce is the liver king.
My PEDs are patisseries, mate. That's what I'm. That's what gets me my size.
Oh fuck! Mine's Macca's, I reckon. So, done and dusted for the sport. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gents, you're in for a treat because Le Mans of the week is back. It's been on hiatus for a bit because everyone's been on their best behavior. And of course, in the last week, a few clips have come out. I'm going to play them for you. And Saucy's then going to talk about it. He's going to give a Le Mans, and he's very passionate on this topic. So I'm very excited to see what he comes up with. Dan the Car Man says cannolis, injections. Yeah, mate, you put that vanilla custard in there, boy, you can inject it into my ass, mate. It's great, that shit. Here we go. Let's get it up, Lemon of the Week. Here's the first one for you, Sauce.
Nuggets won a championship.
I just played them in the playoffs, bro. They was telling us our plays. They were like, all right, yo, they don't even talk. They
Right.
go right to an area and the person was just randomly right there. I'm like, how is this possible? But they also what's one of the things that, like, you see, it was more special what we did in Minnesota because we had like a month, and then we had training camp, and it was like, you better figure it all out right now.
Yeah.
And we really figured it out quick.
Yeah.
Think about it. They had what? Jokic been in the league
4 years.
If you think about it, 4 years, we got it done in 4 months.
Right.
That's the first one. We're not done yet. Because then he also did say this, and I think this is where he lost Saucy.
As far as where you fit in with the bigs in today's game?
I mean, I just feel like, I'm gonna put it like this. I feel like when my time's up and I retire and I put the shoes up and I say, you know what, Pat, me, the kids and the wife, we gonna head out to the sunset and enjoy life. I feel like there's gonna be people who are gonna say, that I changed the game, and I'm gonna be very appreciative of that.
That's gangster.
Everything's up for stipulation, and you know what I like to say is that no matter when this is all over, that there's gonna be kids coming up saying that they're going to be able to play a different way because I played in NBA and did it a different way.
That's gangster.
Sauce?
He must be some special sort of deluded, or he must be smoking some of the best chronic you can find in America, because he seems extremely high in both of those clips. High with his actual ability and what he produces on the court. If he thinks that he's going to go down as one of the greats of the game, great big mans of the game, that he changed the game. Sorry, Anthony Edwards. Not Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards is a gun. Karl Anthony Towns on the Minnesota Timberwolves. You, sir, are a lemon. What a lemon, man. Hey, what goes through this guy's brain? He's so soft. We've seen multiple times when he's made it anywhere close to the playoffs or made it to the playoffs. He's so soft. What have you changed in the game? What made it that it's okay for you to get out rebounded for guys that are 3 foot, shorter than you? Yeah, that's fine, is it? You should take more threes than you do, shots and closer to the ring, layups, dunks, and things like that as a big man. Mate, what are you on about? What are you on about? How have you changed the game? Yeah,
we've lost him. Oh no. So Matty Tave says, got the dog going again, Saucy, looking at the TV at the Big Lemon. His dog always loses every week. This is quite possibly one of the funniest clips. And I agree with Sauce. This is some special kind of deluded man. Like, what is he on about? Seriously, what is he talking about? I was in disbelief when he was saying all this shit. Your team gelled in 4 months and they had Jokic and Murray for 4 years. They built a system. They built a culture over the last 3 to 4 years. What's Minnesota done? You had D. Russ. You had all these guys come in. You had Levine. You failed. D. Russ failed. You had Jimmy Butler come in. He made you all cry because you weren't up to his standards in training. He took on all of you. He beat all of you. He played with the bench players against all the stars, and he beat you himself to prove a point that you were all soft. You couldn't do it with him, and he was probably the guy that you should have kept. Just imagine you had Edwards, Towns, and now you had Butler. they butt heads because you were all soft and you were living the high life, young kids, getting paid heaps of money. And he was actually there getting paid heaps of money, wanting to actually play basketball to win a title. Man, like, it is some sort of deluded that he's on. Like, it's just ridiculous. This guy's done nothing. Ladies and gents listening to this, you've probably done more for the game of basketball in the NBA than Karl Anthony Towns has. You've actually provided some sort of income for the NBA by paying for a league pass, supporting a team, buying merchandise. Like, unbelievable. This guy's lost the plot. I was just saying, Sauce, this is the guy that says he's changed the game, but when Jimmy Butler was there, Jimmy Butler put himself on the team with the bench unit and played against the team with all the stars, and he destroyed them by himself to prove they were all soft. Jimmy Butler played with the bench unit, and he tore them all apart. And they say, and he's got the balls to say he's changed the game. You had a team full of stars in scrimmage, and you couldn't beat one guy. Unbelievable, man. Like, it's actually diluted to another level.
He's I don't even have any more words for him, mate. He's a straight out lemon, and he's proven that all he's changed is changed the game of how not to play a big man, because it's proven that what you do as a big man is not a winning formula because your teams have always been shit.
Terrible. Kai says the meat pie is in the house. All right. Hobby Talk Sauce. Let's get to it. Brought to you by Platinum Standard Rating. Thanks to the crew at Platinum Standard Grading. Saucy. Couple of interesting ones. We're just going to go straight off the bat. Here you go. We've made the joke about 1,000,000 times if cards were produced here, and then we made the joke 1,000 times about the equivalent over in the States. And we said you might as well just get the fabric from Spotlight when you're putting pieces of the patch in a card. But we also said you should just go straight to Dick's Sporting Goods in the States for patches and stuff. And Cage has come out and said, I know we joke about Dick's Sporting Goods and patches not being from a specific player or event, but at least try to hide it from us. What do you guys think about this Jumbo Hat Rally card? I know Cole Anthony is not a bigger player in the NBA, but I doubt he wears a youth-sized hat. Thoughts? Are the Relic jerseys, hat, helmet, glove, etc. cards being made now just going to have no value down the road, or is it something that collectors will just overlook? There's been no value to them. The moment that it's not game worn or player worn, it's meant nothing.
Yeah.
Since that point.
It's pretty crazy, man. It's just like, it's pretty crazy, and especially like, you're getting this same sort of stuff in higher tier products. I mean, Panini 1-on-1, they're just putting like non-event, non-specific, to any player or whatever, in like a product like Panini 1-on-1 that costs $2,000, $3,000 a box, man. Like even more. Like it's just crazy. Yeah. I mean that's why if you go watch my latest Mail Day video, Lasdrin, quick plug, and I bought a couple of Dirk Nowitzki, and when I see Noah game worn, I was like, thank you very much, game worn on the back. Right? Doesn't matter, it's not rookie, whatever, but it's game worn. Dirk's had that on in a game.
Terrible. To 10. Rookie rubbish.
It's rubbish. It's rubbish.
That's rubbish. And we've been harping on this for ages, but I do think the more that they mass produce this rubbish, Dan says the whole talk on the card being youth is dumb. People blowing up about it. Back of the back of the card says it all. Who cares where it's from? No, I agree with you. And like we said, the moment that it started saying that it's like the cards weren't game worn and stuff, I just think the more that they keep mass producing this stuff, the better it is for collectors that are holding on to the stuff where it was game worn. Like, it's just better for them in the long run. Way better. And that's just logical, and it just makes so much sense. This type of stuff is just like, you hit this in a box and you think that you've put your $2,500 to good use because you're like, oh, hit this, oh, hit the patch card. Where, mate, you're just trying to make yourself feel better for making a stupid decision in the first place, which was actually buying a box for $2,500 when you could have spent $2,500 to actually go buy your favorite player and probably buy a match worn jersey card or patch card. So that's the facts of the whole situation. But it is an interesting one. Matt says, I've got a small head. I wear youth size hats. No bullshit. Yeah, that's fair enough. It's true. People do wear youth hats. But, yeah. Anyway. CGC source. I'll play this video. There's no audio to this. Sorry for people that are listening. So, in July, CGC will merge. Sorry, they've got Certified Sports Guarantee coming this July. So CGC Trading Cards and Certified Sports Guarantee, CSG, will merge into CGC Cards, solidifying our position as one of the world's largest and most prominent card grading services, grading virtually all TCGs, sports cards and non-sports cards. CGC cards will also feature a number of collector-friendly upgrades, including non-member submissions, a Gem Mint 10 grade, and a sleek new label that blends seamlessly with the cards. So that was a bit in the video. And then here's this is their new grading scale. 8, 9, 10, 10 pristine. Current.
No more subgrades anymore, even on Pokemon stuff.
Why not? Just go the PSA route. This is what they've got here. New 9.5. They've retired the perfect and pristine 10. They've got like a black label 10 pristine there. And then this is a bit of what it looks like.
Look,
I don't mind it.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. I thought when they came out, they were just going to adopt their blue label from their TCG stuff and just start grading sports cards. Then they came out with this ugly ass green label. They switched over from the green label to the black label. They got rid of the subgrades. It just baffles me. It just baffles me with companies making that much money, like, CGC. They've been around for ages. They've graded, a shitload of comic books, coins, notes, and heaps of other stuff that they do, make revenue and money from. How do they not just put or find the right avenue from the get-go? Like, how do they not put enough market research or, into what would be the best option for their company and just do that from the beginning? Why is it taking them nearly 2 whole years to get to this point and gone, this is what we're going to do? Like, it just baffles me, man. Like, how stupid can you be? I don't freaking know. I don't know. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about the CGC, their merger? I don't mind it. Like, I think it's actually a good move, but Dan
said it's sad to see the blue labels are gone. Love the look. I don't mind the whole adopting the black label for the sports cards and the blue label for TCG. Like, you just have the same design like this. That sleek design, whatever it is. You don't want to have subgrades. You don't need to have it. But there's blue for TCG and black for sports cards. I don't think that'd be hard to do. Like, I don't know. Am I being bit?
I don't understand what's so hard about getting it right from the beginning. If you did the right market research.
Dan said, I'm a big comic collector, so the blue labels have history for mine. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But they're not. This is only for the cards. They're not changing the comics. I think they're still blue.
Be nice to see it with a non-white border card in case. And Dan says lazy. It's the third label change for CSG now. Yeah, as Saucy mentioned, they went to that green one, and yeah, the green was terrible.
Horrendous.
Yeah, wasn't great. I don't mind this look. I reckon it looks good, but I do like the blue labels as well. We've got a few cards that are
We got some
graded by them, so don't mind it. Lucky last, Saucy. Some hobby news here. So multiple sources have reported that hobby shops who hold the direct Fanatics/Tops distribution account will be prohibited from selling Tops/Fanatics supplied boxes through online stores and using them in online breaks. The question asked is, how will this impact hobby shops who rely heavily on online sales? Does this mean consumers will be limited to buying online direct from Tops/Fanatics, and breakers will be moved onto the upcoming Fanatics Live platform?
Yeah, so anyone who hasn't seen Fanatics have launched their own live platform, much similar to there's eBay Live. There's obviously Whatnot. People have been doing it on Instagram Live for a long time. Selling stuff. I've even seen people do something similar on Facebook Lives. Go with Facebook Live in a group and sell cards through that that method. So it seems as though they're trying to obviously control the market, that they're going to give you a distribution account, they want you to then sell on their platform, which I'm guessing they will make then another cut off that.
Yeah, so
what you sell on there.
When I saw this, I've got a few things. I'll just read. This is like the terms and conditions, obviously, of what that statement originally was that I just mentioned. So products purchased through an account after distribution through the store/stores identified in the account information attached hereto only. For clarity, products are for resale to directly consumers in a physical retail brick and mortar environment only in the product's original unopened form, i.e. no business to business or online sales unless otherwise agreed by Tops in writing. Retailer shall not use its account for personal shopping, and products shall not be used for repacks unless authorized in writing in advance. Retailer may use Tops products for in-store breaks, provided that breaking slots may not be sold or solicited online or to anyone not physically present in retailer's store at the time of the break. So that means you need to go there in person to buy your slot and watch it get broken live. I'm going to get to this in a second. Further, the direct buying program is for established brick and mortar retail stores only, which have four walls and which are not contained within another larger store or retail environment. Online only retailers, including retailers with majority of sales volume derived from online sales, are not eligible for this direct buying program. Any account found non-compliant with the foregoing may be terminated immediately. So very interesting. They want everything done in person, and a lot of this is happening because we've seen on these platforms like Whatnot and stuff like that, all this shady shit happening. Now, don't think online breaks are gone. None of this stuff's happening. It's still going to stick around. You got your places like Cherry and stuff that, they've got their breaking platform online, and West Oz Cards, and there's heaps of them. Primo do online stuff. This is what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to do Instagram breaks ever again. That's gone. Straight up, that's gone.
So the only Instagram breaks you'll be able to do with older products and stuff like that.
With older products, I mean? Yeah, correct. Older products. So what's going to happen is they have literally become the overseer of the hobby. This is they've become the what's it called? I'm trying to think of the word. I've lost it. The hobby sheriff, pretty much. They're in charge now. And what's going to happen is, if you don't comply with their terms and conditions, they will just cancel your account. As simple as that. So what's going to happen, personally, I think, and this is to bad luck for people like Whatnot and Drip, your product's pretty much going to be irrelevant in 2025. So you'll still be able to break online. So, for example, I'll use Cherry as the example. You can't
Look,
use
it won't be
YouTube.
irrelevant. You still be able to, like, it'll be high on
Yeah.
TCG and stuff like that. It's all the
Yeah, for
sports
sales,
that's going to get
for
affected.
sales and stuff. If you want to sell cards and auction cards and do that type of stuff, but product rips and breaking and that stuff, you can't do it. What's going to happen is that is going to go onto this Fanatics platform, is what I'm predicting, where they can monitor it. So if you want to not give a card and hide a card like people do on Whatnot, Fanatics are like, you can do that, but you do it at your own peril. You do it, and we cancel your account, and you get no more product from us. So
Good in a way, because we're seeing
is a
the,
good way,
the
in a way.
dodginess that's happened, and it feels like one it pops up every week or two. There's just someone doing something shady in a break, like. And I'm sure there's other ones that we don't see around that don't get publicized. You know what I mean? Or guys that actually don't get caught as well. So,
Global said they want full control. Hobby watchdog. Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. Sounds like a dictatorship. I'm actually not completely against it, but I am on one front. If this is the way and the route that it's going to go, Source, honestly, if this is the way it's going to go from 2024, 25 onwards,
yeah,
it's the responsibility of us in the hobby now to hold them accountable for shit. So if they want to put all the rules and regulations in on us, when they stuff up and they do something we don't like Panini does with mass producing absolute garbage, you need to sit there. You can't sit there and just let it go by idly. You actually need to speak up now and say to them, well, yeah, you've got all the rules and regulations. It doesn't mean you do whatever the hell you want. I know you've got the money, but we just won't buy that product. We'll tank it. And you're just going to hurt your distribution process because you're going to sell it to all these people. We're not going to buy it. You need to actually, you got to stand up, and they're taking full control. That's how it is. They got the auction house Source.
yep.
They've got the vault. They bought PWCC. Yep. So they've got the auction house. They've got the vault. They're going to have the online service / Whatnot.
Yeah.
They're going to have the grading company, because our prediction, Source and I are, they're going to buy BGS in the next year and a half. They'll buy them. Or one of the grading companies, whether it's BGS or
Maybe
SGC.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be PSA. It could be PSA, but they're going to buy one of them, because why are they going to set up all this shit from scratch? They want everything already in place. That's just smart business. And you become an employee from that company, you become a Fanatics grading employee. They are going to have the monopoly. That's just how it is. Like, if they police it like many expect them to, then it is going to end horribly. But if they use it to bring accountability back by preventing scams, it's great. Completely agree. You must buy all the crap to be given access to the better products.
So what he's saying with your account.
That's a fair point.
Yep.
Bring back bubblegum card packs for kids. I don't know. Where it goes, well, we just told you where it goes. They're going to control everything, so...
They will. Look, I don't know. I just hope that, they do all this, and I just hope that they fix some of the big issues, customer service being one. The customer service you get from Panini Tops is horrendous. Needs to be better. The redemption process, if they're going to have redemptions, are they not going to have redemptions? If they do, how's that process going to work? Are they going to, is there going to be a clear plan for that? Collectors shouldn't be being forced to wait months, years, whatever, to get your card redeemed. If they're going to have redemptions, they need to fix that, whatever it may be. So, look, I gotta have some hope, because if you don't, Domma, it's just going to be a sad and somber demise of yourself.
I've got hope too, man.
In the hobby, but you got to have a bit of hope that they're going to bring some good to the hobby, and we'll just have to
it-
wait and see.
It's going to come with regulation. Global says the hobby needs regulation. I agree, it does. And this is what Fanatics is going to bring regulation, but it's also at the same time going to bring total control of everything that comes with it. So, I don't know. At least you know if you're getting scammed, it'll be from one avenue source on new products. If you're getting just think about all the problems we have in the hobby now, and then all the new products from 24 onwards that are regulated by Fanatics. If we have all those same problems now in 2024, at least you know there's only one person to blame. You can't pass the buck to anyone, and no one can hide. Like BGS and like a Golden and a PWCC selling a card that's knowingly fake, but they're like, it's not our responsibility to make sure it's authentic. Well, yeah, it is. There's actually nowhere to hide after too, so it can bite them on the ass at the same time. You can't go blame PWCC and it's like, oh, well, PWCC scam, so I'm going to go to Golden. And the Golden guys, the PWCC guys, like, I'm not going to Golden because they're scam. I only do PWCC. And then the other guy's like, I only go with Schulstein, so I'm not going with either of the other two. So, like, there's benefits. There's benefits and, like, everything else that comes with it, I guess, at the same time. So
it's going to be an interesting watch. It's going to be an interesting watch.
Yeah, Matt says same rules apply for the big boys, and there are no rules for the big boys, and there hasn't been since 2019 or 2020. There really hasn't been. All right, Sauce, I'm going to throw it to you because you have got some revealing, some ripping. You're doing all sorts of stuff to end the show today, so which is good.
Yep, we've got a few things. So we've got a bit of show and tell first of a couple cards that I picked up. So I've seen these pop up on a soccer page. Obviously, Soccer Cards Australia. Shout out to them. That page there, run by our mates Anthony and Rocket Rod and a few of the other lads there that run it. Hang on. Ozil patch.
Nice.
Relic card. Yes, not from any specific event or whatever, but I didn't buy it for the relic card. This is from Topps, mind you. Topps has been doing this since 2014 with soccer cards, Domma, not from any specific event or anything. It says there at the bottom. Yeah. So, you can't just shit on Panini. Topps has been doing it as well. But it was a bundle deal because it came with the auto, right? So I really just bought it for the auto. So Mesut Ozil, auto, there it is, numbered to 50. I'll take it. Why not? He's very, 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 very good player and one
Great
for the
player.
collection. So I'll add those to the collection. Now, Domma, ladies and gentlemen, I could not believe my eyes. I walked into Games World, right? I think they still have some online, and they had blasters for $20 each, Dom. $20. That's how much all blasters should cost. Prism basketball, freaking Mosaic basketball, any blaster that comes, whatever, should be $20. Max 30. Max $30. This is where they belong, that price range. So,
oh no, he's frozen again.
The other nine.
He's back.
I'm going to rip the other 9. I'm going to rip the other 9 another time, and I'll rip this one tonight. Let's hope I don't freeze up while I'm ripping. My internet's been absolutely shocking. It keeps dropping out. So I'm just going to stop mucking around and try to get...
Don't worry, I'll be back. I've ordered some dinner, mate. It's at the door, so I'll be back.
All right, don't worry. I'll get ripping. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a sucker for pain. But you know what? For $20, you can't go wrong. You probably can go wrong because you're ripping cards like an absolute degenerate. But that's where they should be. Retail product, $20 for a blaster. All right, we want some. I want Balogun, the Arsenal rookie. That's all I'm looking for. What's this? Oh, that's the Brilliance insert. So any Arsenal players, I don't even know what I'm looking for, to be honest. Here we go. Oh, what's that? Alex McCarthy. Absolutely dud. Absolute dud. You know we're not getting anything, Domma. We never do. Gabriel. Oh, what's that? Green Cante. In the green wave. Very nice. Very nice. I think you're muted, Dom.
Oh, mate, mic's off. Well, dinner's Greek. Dan.
Did you get Suv?
Nah, just chicken gyro.
Yiro. Paul Pogba. There you go, Domma. You can throw that one in the bin.
What year is this again?
This is 2021-22. I'm looking for Balogun. Balogun, the Arsenal striker.
Is Ronaldo in this product?
I think Ronaldo might be in this product, Domma.
Yeah, it should be 21-22.
Josh Sargent, Silva. And last pack for the absolute jack squat of nothing.
Oh, it's $20 is better than $250.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, mate.
You're glitching big time. The internet shit itself, mate. On a rip.
Piss off.
Just wait.
The internet's pissing me off.
There you go. Go. Oh, he's frozen again. You cooked. Oh, no. Oh, he's had a shocker. Where's the lemon? Can I get it on him? He's had an absolute mare with his internet. He's going to lose it. There he is. Well done, Sauce. Oh, I haven't got anything to rip, mate. Not even the internet wants to bust the blaster. Says Dan. Cooked lemon. Let's put it here, mate. We got to screenshot that one for old time's sake. Bang. Right there. That's memed. Unreal. No, you can't put the lemon on me. Get out of here. Just quickly too, I formally need to apologize to listeners of the show if you were hoping to see me or Sauce at the Melbourne Card Fair on Sunday. Saucy was not here. He was interstate, but I was in and around. And I actually woke up, got to midday, went out for lunch with the wife and went, oh, shit. There was a card show on today. So apologies I wasn't there. Everyone asked for Sauce anyway at card shows, but yeah, he wasn't around. But yeah, missed that one. Did you get anything? Updated Wi-Fi package? He's cracked it. He's not happy.
I've cracked it. This internet fucking pissed me off, man. It keeps dropping out on me. It keeps my Wi-Fi just keeps dropping out, and it's starting to piss me off. So,
do you want to talk about the just quickly before we finish? You want to talk about the scammer at the card show on the weekend?
Yeah. So, I mean, we see this all going down in the States. There's been many a court of at Dallas Card Show or whatever stealing some lemon. And with his son, using his son as a distraction, stealing cards at the Melbourne Card Fair. And I tell you what, if we find out his face and who he is, he'll be getting absolutely plastered everywhere, and we will not be holding back, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, I was spewing, yeah, because if we were there and we did know who the guy was and Saucy was filming, I don't think people would actually understand. Sauce is the type of guy that would have got him on film and put a microphone to him and be like, so you're a grub of the hobby. So why would you, like, he'd actually ask him the question and just tell him, you're actually a grub. You're a piece of shit. That's what he'd actually say to him in person. I don't think people realize he would have gone up to him and just lost it. Like, absolutely lost it. And I would have been there pissing myself laughing.
I couldn't believe it when I read that email. That
email came through, and the Oracle was at the show, and the Oracle said he was at his table, this guy, and this kid was trying to do a deal with him for his Ja Morant. But lucky he's got a good setup. So the kid was there talking, and the dad was around. And that's what he was doing. He's trying to make deals with tables while the dad was pocketing cards. But mate, the Oracle's smart. He's got all his high-end shit in cabinets that are locked. So you can't, unless you're going to put your hand through the glass, you're not taking nothing. So, not good. It's not a good look at all. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
What a flog.
I want to know who he is, and I want to know his name. It's the fact that you use your son as the scapegoat so you can steal. What kind of message are you and morals and ethics are you teaching your son? That's fucking disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. So, yeah, not good news for our hobby here in Australia. But we will find out who the lemon is. Don't worry. We've always got ears to the ground. There'll be someone that'll say it's this person. No idea, Global. If anyone else was filming. Is that it, Sauce? You want to rip a team coach pack? You want to have a crack at it?
All right, one last pack and then we're signing out. I've got a team.
We're
I always
signing
got
out.
team coach handle. Mate, we better go now because my internet will probably drop out again.
Go. Bang.
All right, that's the hit of the pack. Tom Jonas, craft
Yep.
card.
Crap.
That's it.
Done.
Terrible.
On that note, keep living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man, Sauce. Peace. Thanks, everyone.
Peace. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.